you again in another episode of Expat Living. My name's Lanang. While you're enjoying some Yaya dances, this is the traditional dance of the ethnic Ketu people in the mountainous region of the central province of Guangnam. While Yaya is now more than just a dance, it is also the brand name of a new brocade product line, one of which I'm wearing right now. Well, this kind of brocade is loved and even sold to international markets. And the one who has helped develop this brand name is actually a Belgian designer and fabric enthusiast. She has spent nearly 3 years working with the local weavers to help them escape poverty with this brocade. So let's find out who she is. Andegonde van Ansenoy, or Ava, is a Belgian textile and fashion designer. Or, as she puts it herself, a fabric freak.
I'm looking everywhere for fabrics. Everywhere I go, when there's an opportunity to find fabrics, I will buy always small quantities, and these small quantities will be then integrated in clothing.
Ava's obsession for fabrics has brought her from her hometown in Belgian city of Antwerp to many parts of the world, and eventually led her to move to a land where some of the world's most exquisitely intricate fabric are found among ethnic peoples in far-flung mountains. First visiting Dorong village in 2004 to research hand-woven textile, Ava was immediately enchanted by the Ketu ethnic brocade and the ethnic group's long-standing weaving tradition.
There's a lot of things happening, and it's amazing, beautiful. A lot of colors and a lot of items. Me as a designer, it's so inspirational. It has something mystical. There is something in this village that immediately when you enter, you climb up this little hill, you enter, there is this house standing there. From the morning till the evening, there are always people sitting down and weaving. Young people, older people, everybody's weaving in this village.
Brocade weaving has always been an essential part of Ketu life. Girls learn to weave from as young as 7 to 8 years old and go on to be responsible for weaving to tailoring clothes and other items for decoration, spiritual purposes, or as gifts. Despite their exceptional weaving skills, Ketu weavers barely earn any income from their talent.
We didn't sell our brocade, we only gave them as gift. We didn't know we could make a living from brocade. We weave because it's part of our tradition.
Now aware of Dorong village great weaving talents, Ava has worked as a consultant for the UN's International Labour Organization on a project since 2012. The project helps promote Ketu brocade and provides weavers with a sustainable income from the traditional craft.
There were these 20 women sitting there showing amazing well-woven fabrics, and there was like a good group dynamics. They were warm with each other, they had like this interconnection that you could feel immediately. So for us, when we met them, it was okay, let's start with them.
This is where nearly 20 Ketu weavers in Dorong village gather since 2012 to produce fabric and join Ava's training sessions. These sessions include design and business training as part of an effort to establish an independent business group with sustainable product lines. Once every fortnight, Ava travels from her home in Hoi An to Dorong village to train these weavers.
They are extremely good weavers, so on the weaving area we don't need to do too much. They are very open for new designs. They have a very good group dynamics, but running a business they didn't know nothing about it. So we really have to start from scratch to help them to become a business group. First of all, it's the production. So it means that they receive an order. They had to learn to divide the order between the people and to sort out the yarns. They had to learn to do quality control during the setup of the loom. Then when they start weaving, to see that the measuring was right. When the moment they finish their production, they need to store. Then they have to make the invoice. We had to learn to list them. Then they had to send to the town the order. They had to learn to pack it. It looks all very simple, but it's a lot of things to learn. It takes also a lot of practice.
I didn't realize we have to learn so much to produce and sell our brocade products. It was very challenging at first having to deal with all these documents and numbers, but after a while we've got used to them. They are actually very systematic and helpful, especially as we are now working in a big group.
Besides business lessons, AVA also conducts design training sessions. The purpose is to develop a marketable product line in which new contemporary elements are incorporated while simultaneously preserving distinctive traditional features of Kutu brocade. So what is the most typical feature of Kutu brocade that sets it apart from other kind of brocades?
As you can see, there is no loom. There is just 10 sticks and they are all connected with each other because of her. Her body creates the structure of the loom. So they don't have in other looms like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, and you can throw through these little ropes. You can throw different patterns. While in this one, they do the brocade weaving more like they're weaving inside their fabric while they're weaving a story. They can weave it through the beads.
So talking about patterns, is there any difference in the patterns of Kutu's brocade as compared to other regions' brocades?
With stories from the past, things that are happening around them, ceremonies that are going on those days. It's almost like a diary when you look at their personal fabrics.
Chị ơi, thế thì ý nghĩa của những hình mà chị đang dệt ở đây là gì đấy ạ?
Đây là con treo, đây là hoa.
Hoa. Tức là mình dệt những cái gì rất là quen thuộc trong đời sống hàng ngày của mình đúng không ạ?
Quite important to know whatever they were weaving in the past, they were weaving it for their mothers-in-law, to please the mothers-in-law. So they made very beautiful fabrics. So the mother-in-laws were very happy with them. So they could show.
Chị cho em làm thử được không ạ? Right now, I want to try to see if I can please my mother-in-law with some beautiful patterns, as you say.
Okay. I think your mother-in-law won't see you anymore.
Sorry, I cannot hold this.
Mạnh cái chân đi, không phải làm như thế này để thăng con đó. Cái tay này không phải đưa lên như rỉ, phải thẳng như đó.
Thế thì tuột chân nữa.
Cái chân này phải đạp thẳng vô, không thể tuột được. Nếu mà em làm em bật lên cái này chặt là cái này bị tuột rồi.
You know, I tried weaving before once with the Thai ethnic people in the northern mountainous province of Điện Biên. I have to say it was difficult, but still easier than this because you know they have a huge weaving loom with all the supporting parts. But here, as you say, the weavers themselves are the loom, so we have to like incorporate every part of our body in order to weave them all together. It's so difficult. Despite all the initial difficulties, a business group was finally formed in 2013 for these weavers. Inspired by their traditional yaya dances, the business group is named Kutu Yaya, conveying not only the craft, but also a part of the culture.
This is the first product has been woven. It's quite similar as their fabrics. This one looks very ethnical. This one is still very ethnical because the technique is ethnical and the whole feel of it is ethnical, but the coloring is contemporary. After this one, the ELO and the government really requested that we should create their own collections. So that we have these 18 products made over a time span of maybe 6 months. And that's what you can now find today in their village and in some places in Hoi An. The color frame in the first catalog I have been setting up. At the moment, they are making their own things. They still use many of the shapes, but they are encouraged to make their own products and they are encouraged to make their own designs.
Kutu Yaya products now widely vary, from scarves, bags, purses to mobile phone holders. They've even made their ways to fashion collections for designers such as Ava. Ava has consistently ordered fabric from Yaya for her own boutique in Hội An, providing the group with a sustainable income stream.
In the past, we lived mainly from farming, which didn't provide us with enough to cover our daily expenses. Now each of us in the group earns about 400 to 500,000 Vietnam dong, approximately 19 to 23 US dollars per day. We can buy our children better food, pay for their education, and even save a small amount.
Lúc trước là thổ cẩm là để dành mà mọi người mặc ở trong làng, mà bây giờ thì mấy chị rất vui mừng và thổ cẩm của mấy chị đã được tung ra thị trường bán, và nói chung người nước ngoài ghé đây là họ mặc cũng rất nhiều và họ khen đẹp, thì từ đó em cảm thấy là cái nghề truyền thống dệt thổ cẩm của mình không có thể mình bỏ được, mình sẽ lưu truyền cho con cháu sẽ giữ lại mãi mãi.
Each week's training sessions lasts 2 to 3 days, giving Ava a chance to truly live in the Cơ Tu community and immerse herself in the daily lives. Despite differences in language and culture, Ava has developed a very close relationship with locals in the Rung village.
Cô Ava có thể nói là cái mẹ thứ hai của mấy chị trong nhóm. Thấy làm việc với cô Ava rất vui, dễ chi mà người Tây lúc nào mỗi lần lên thì người Tây ngồi với mình 3-4 ngày.
There is a connection that is very special. It's about beyond friendship. It's something that I know we did this all together. But I think what we build up through the years is something that will last forever.
Getting back from the mountain, I'm now visiting Ava's shop in the center of the lovely old town of Hội An. This is where Ava has transformed pieces of Cơ Tu brocade into modern European-styled clothes and accessories. And this is where Cơ Tu ethnic fabric becomes couture high fashion. So let's check it out. Hello, Ava.
Hey.
Hi. How are
Nice
you?
to see you.
Nice to see you too. It's
Having
pretty
fun?
busy around here.
Oh my God, I'm very lucky. So many people helping me here to set it all up. Because tonight we're going to launch the couture collection.
Oh.
And I'm also so happy to let you know that 2 ladies came down from the mountains.
2 ladies,
yeah.
2 weavers.
Yeah, and they will come here and have the evening with us, and they will do also some weaving.
Wow,
Yes,
that's
yeah.
gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Can you make some time for me? Like show me around the shop a little bit?
Yeah, no worries. Okay, give me a moment.
Yeah.
Shall we have a look?
Yep. That is right.
Havana is opened in 2010, so that's now about 5 years. The whole collection is built up in a way that it starts from the fabric. It's like cooking. When you start cooking, you need good ingredients.
That's right.
Yeah, and this shop is like the fabrics are like a good Italian olive oil. So if you have a nice fabric, then you can do whatever you want.
So it's all about the fabric.
Yes, all about the fabric.
What about the design?
The design are really shapes that are loose and flowy, layering, but it's mostly the fabric that makes the design.
And so, the unique and intricate Cơ Tu brocade has inspired Ava to design her brand new couture collection.
So here we have the couture collection.
So here it is.
Yeah, 2 months ago it's launched in Antwerp in Belgium, in the gallery of Hilde Metz, and during 1 month we had like 120 items, and they're 80% sold out. And today we're launching here in Hội An. Yaya is weaving 5 different fabrics for me, and they're used in 5 different clothings.
With touches of ethnic patterns on the collars, sleeves, shoulders, or waist, Ava has elaborately embraced the accents of Cơ Tu traditional fabric in contemporary designs. At the launch events today, visitors not only get to see exquisite clothes, but also learn more about the history, culture, and the weaving techniques of the Katu ethnic people through this weaving demonstration.
They do it while they move the threads up and down in the fabric. But in this story, there is no option for mopping.
Me as a designer, I have seen the process of making clothes, but I think it's very important to show to people who come from different worlds how the clothes are really done. I love this performance, and if you look more, you can even study and see and maybe learn a little bit more about that tonight.
When they're weaving, and then they put them almost where they are.
I got to see something very, very interesting, something that hasn't been done in Hoi An before. Obviously, I think with the tailor custom made, you know, the little details and the little intricacies, and really Ava's doing a fantastic job just keeping local things and making them modern, making them trendy. So I think that's great.
For these weavers, this event also provides a memorable experience.
I feel overwhelmed today receiving so much attention and compliments from the visitors. What's most meaningful to us is that all of the visitors today love our brocade and want to buy a lot. We're thankful to Ava for that.
This lovely house in the outskirts of Hoi An City is where Ava currently lives with her husband and 2 children. Besides her husband and children, there's also another member in Ava's family.
Ava ơi, xuống đây uống nước.
Vâng, xuống đây.
Bei is Ava's housekeeper. She has lived with Ava's family since they first moved in Vietnam. Taking care of everything in the house, Bei is now a part of Ava's family.
We had from the beginning this kind of sisterhood, motherhood. I've been very lucky because it's not easy to migrate to a country, and to have somebody like her who's has such a big soul, it made it much more easier to come and live here. My family's away now for 1 month. It's a very long time, but if I come home after a long working day, I can sit down with her, we drink some tea, and we have a little bit of fun together.
Tình cảm giống như gia đình đó, như chị trong nhà cô làm hết, cô thấy tình cảm, cô thấy cô cũng thương. Người nước ngoài mà qua đây làm ngày làm đêm mà cô thấy cô cũng thương, cô cũng coi như người trong nhà đó đó.
Hai con gái sẽ because hai con gái ở Japan. Okay. But Hoi An is really my home. I love the sea, I love Phu Khai, I love the old city, I love the mountains so close by, so it's where I live. I don't consider myself as an expat. I moved here, I'm like a migrant. I'm living here and I'm not going to live away from here. This is my home.
While having a cup of tea, chit-chatting, while watching sunset, Ava and her friend really know how to spend some quality free time, don't they? Well, what about you? What would you like to do when you have some time off work? Coming up next, our reporter will give you 1 suggestion for your time out, so stay tuned.
Humans have been bowling for thousands of years since the age of ancient Egypt. The rules for pinballing became officially standardized in New York City in 1895. 20 years later, the International Bowling Board was established in the United Kingdom. Since then, bowling grew into a popular sport enjoyed by 95 million people in more than 90 countries worldwide, including Vietnam. So after a hard day's work, you may want to relax your brain cells just a little bit, or maybe stretch some muscles. Then you can find that right here at one of the bowling clubs in Hanoi. So what are you waiting for? Let's rock on. Royal Bowling Club has since 2013 been one of many attractions for bowling enthusiasts in Vietnam. The sport is a popular recreational entertainment for both expats and locals, so why do people like it so much?
I think it's just a bit of competition with a couple of friends, and that's kind of what I kind of enjoy about it. So I'm not the best at it, but you know, it's a bit of competition really, and that's what we enjoy. Yeah.
The feeling when you get a strike, when you knock all the pins down, is quite exciting. So yeah, that's what I would say really. Yeah, it's just a really fun activity to do with your friends. Would I take a girl out on a date? I probably would. Yeah, probably take a girl out on a date bowling. Get a bit of an exciting thing, and yeah, I'm sure they'd love it. Yeah.
For as little as $15 per hour, bowlers can enjoy all the fun they want with a bowling alley. So I'm actually a newbie like some of you might be, and I'm interested in learning how to play this sport. So Hoa is here with me just to show me the way of the force. Chào bạn, bạn có thể giới thiệu cho mình là đến với trò chơi này thì mình cần cái gì nhất?
Đến với môn thể thao bowling này chúng ta sẽ cần một đôi giày. Cấu trúc của giày thì giày được làm bằng da và nó được làm từ những chất liệu đặc biệt rất là nhẹ. Chơi trên sàn chúng ta có thể trượt, đúng với kỹ thuật của bowling thì mình sẽ ném tốt hơn và mình sẽ không bị ngã cũng như là chấn thương ở chân. Ở đây thì có bóng, có số bóng và số nhỏ nhất là 6 pound cho đến 16 pound. Chúng ta sẽ lựa chọn một quả phù hợp để cái sức khỏe của cánh tay. Cái thứ hai nữa, trên mỗi trái bóng có cỡ bóng. Chúng ta sẽ chọn một trái bóng sao cho phù hợp với ngón tay cái để mình giữ bóng nó được thoải mái nhất có thể. Người chơi kỹ thuật ném thẳng sẽ tiếp cận bằng 4 bước. Bước đầu tiên chúng ta sẽ bước lên. Bước thứ hai chúng ta sẽ dâng bóng. Cánh tay song song với mặt sàn, hạ thấp trọng tâm, thả lỏng và tiếp cận, người hướng thẳng, lăn bóng.
To score, there are 10 pins to knock down for each frame. Each pin represents a point. If you hit all 10 with a ball, then that is a strike. This means you'll get 10 points and bonus for the next 2 balls, or the points scored for the 2 balls after the strike are counted twice. Excitement on TV, and it's now time for you to have a try for yourself to come and have a few swings. So thanks for watching, and see you next time on Time Out.
And that's all we have time for in this episode of Expat Living. Please feel free to write to us at expatliving@vtv.vn if you want to be featured in our show, or to give us any comments and suggestions you may have. You know what, you can always watch repeats of our program online at vtv4.vn or youtube.com/vtv4go. This is Lan Anh. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I see you again.